Hello and welcome back to Tutoring with Gavin. In this series of video tutorials, I'll be teaching you how to write a grade 9 essay for each of the GCSE Literature exam questions. In this video tutorial, I'll be taking you through the process of writing an essay for the following AQA question. How and why does Sheila change in an inspector calls? Write about how Sheila responds to her family and to the inspector. How Priestley presents Sheila by the way he writes. The first thing I would do if faced with this question is highlight the keywords so that I'm absolutely sure I understand what I'm being asked to do. In this case, it's clear that the focus is on the character of Sheila, mapping out her character arc, which shows her rapid change. To show how she does this, I need quotations from the play, from key moments of her development as a character. To understand why she changes, I will need to explore the effects other characters like Gould have on her. The third strand of this question should show how the writer J.B. Priestley presents Sheila. I will start jotting down some prompts that I need to cover in the essay, which is purely guided by the mark scheme, which is the best way to understand what the exam board are looking for. In each paragraph, I will check this list because this is how I'm rewarded with marks. The prompts would include form and structure, genre, dramatic technique, character function, context, language devices, effect on audiences, quotations, evidence, terminology, themes, Priestley's ideas, purpose, personal response, and a reminder to proofread for spellings, punctuation, and grammar. Next, I will plot out the character arc of Sheila with key events or moments that show her change, and I would synthesize these ideas into a sequence plan. As you can see, the first part of the essay will cover stage directions. The second will be the response to Gould and the change once Gould enters, how she asks lots of questions and her social conscience. The third part will be the engagement ring and her response to Gerald. The fourth part will be her response to the parents, finishing on a mention about Eric and the conclusion and a personal response. So here's the essay. In An Inspector Calls by J.B. Priestley, a detective whodunit in the tradition of the morality plays of the late Middle Ages that often explore the 7 deadly sins, we are presented with the memorable character of Sheila Birling, a pretty girl in her early 20s, who has a dramatic character arc that for some might seem too sudden. However, in this essay, I will explore why she appears to change so quickly from being very pleased with life and rather excited to someone who is full of regret and frustration with her own actions and those of her family and fiancé. Here I've focused on the task and introduced a context and awareness of genre, but also using quotations from the opening stage directions that are important when trying to map Sheila's character arc. Priestley sets the 3-act play in 1912 so that he can show a post-World War II audience how the mistakes of a few privileged men could have such a devastating effect on world history. However, he was also showing how women needed a voice in business, politics and law to counteract the misogynistic and patriarchal society. If we look at the stage directions for Sheila before the arrival of Inspector Gould, we can see a character who is ignored, unfulfilled and restricted in every area of society. Priestley describes her as speaking gaily, half serious, half playful, and with a mock aggressiveness. She tries to fulfill a role designed to support male upper-class power. But when the inspector arrives, she suddenly feels free to speak her mind and express her ideas and true feelings. By the time Gould leaves, Priestley uses very different stage directions to describe Sheila's behaviour, including distressed, agitated, miserably, stormily, carefully, bitterly, scornfully and passionately. This is a very different woman from the start, but she hasn't changed. She has just been freed by Gould to be herself and express her ideas without the patriarchal shackles imposed on her since birth. This is exciting for audiences to watch and, as Priestley intended, inspires other women in the audience. So this paragraph contains structural and contextual information, but also uses quotations that show her change and demonstrate how Priestley does it by using stage directions. I also mention the effect on audiences whenever I get an opportunity. Priestley uses Gould to voice his own socialist ideology, but he also creates Sheila to demonstrate hope and change in the younger generation, which is one of the themes of the play, when she starts to voice tentative socialist views of her own, such as, "But these girls aren't cheap labour, they're people." Her dramatic function is to support the inspector in his ideas and investigation, to give the impression of reason and logic overcoming greed and stupidity. Priestley prepares the audience using dramatic irony, with Birling confidently predicting the future and getting it completely wrong. Priestley then has Sheila ask lots of questions, like an apprentice detective, which unsettles her parents. On her entry to discover Gould, she asks, "What business? What's happening?" And as soon as she discovers Eva's fate, she wants to know What was she like? Her curious and investigative mind are refreshing for the audience and contrast with the old-fashioned and ill-judged statements from her father, demonstrating the difference between the older Victorian and the younger modern generations. I mentioned the theme of the generation gap and the character function, which allows Priestley to explore this theme. I mentioned dramatic devices like dramatic irony and talk about contrast, another structural technique used by Priestley. Finally, I use appropriate quotations to demonstrate another technique by the writer, which says a lot about Sheila's character and her art. Sheila's relationship with Gerald is another way that Priestley shows change. She goes from playing the doting fiancé with childlike dialogue, "I'll start weeping," and an apparent materialistic attitude to her engagement ring, "Isn't it a beauty?" to showing insight when challenging Gerald's infidelity. "You gave yourself away as soon as he mentioned her other name." Her initial simplicity and passivity are quickly brushed away when she says to Gerald, "So that's what you think I'm really like. I'm glad I realised it in time, Gerald." It seems that the pressure from society and her family meant that she would have gone along with this marriage because it benefited the family business. Further discussions with Gerald show that she is now standing up for herself. "I have a right to know." And later she starts to use a harsher tone, scorning Gerald. "That was nice for you." The final symbolic act in this relationship is when she hands him the ring. She now appears mature and confident in her identity, explaining to Gerald, "You and I aren't the same people who sat down to dinner here." The actress playing Sheila has to decide whether Sheila has changed radically in a short space of time, or she was initially putting on an act to comply with her designated role within the family. I personally think that she should do the latter, which is more believable and says more about the societal pressures on middle and upper class women at that time. It also symbolises how she's breaking out of the chains that have been put on her by the patriarchal society. Here I've tried to put a personal response while showing my understanding that this is a play and therefore is dependent on how directors and actors interpret characters like Sheila and how this creates different effects for the audience. Equally important is the developing relationship with her parents. At the start of the play, she calls them mummy and daddy, but by the end she refers to them as mother and father. She has been treated like a child for so long, and this is Priestley's way of showing that she is now grown up. She also becomes defiant as the play progresses. She refuses to leave the room when asked, "I'm staying." And when her mother tells her to go to bed, she responds with, "I'm staying here until I know why that girl killed herself." When her mother tries to escape responsibility for her role in the Daisy's death, Sheila tells her, "You mustn't try to build up a kind of wall between us and that girl. If you do, then the inspector will just break it down." The metaphor of a wall is Priestley's way of describing the class divide that existed at that time. The classes lived in different areas, in different types of housing, resulting in slum areas where the poor lived in terrible conditions. By the end of the play, Sheila has transformed into an adult, talking to her parents as if they are children. "We really must stop these silly pretences." And later she reprimands them for their bad behaviour. "Mother, I think it was cruel and vile." She is equally firm with her father when she explains, "He's giving us the rope so that we'll hang ourselves." She finally turns on both of them and says, "You don't seem to have learned anything. It's you two who are being childish, trying not to face the facts." Her tone has changed completely since the start of the play. She is more assertive and cutting with words like silly, cruel, vile and childish. The connotations of this emotive language have an effect on the audience, as they have by now started to see Sheila as heroic and principled. I've initially focused on how language reflects the relationship between Sheila and her parents. I've also explored a metaphor of the brick wall and zoomed in on the effect of certain words that reflect her change. While her parents and Gerald get excited at the prospect of avoiding a scandal when they think that Gould is an imposter, she is saddened that despite everything that they have learned that evening, they will continue to behave in the same selfish way. Only Eric is in agreement with her. The audience have watched Sheila mature over the last 2 hours on stage, and it's a satisfying feeling, knowing that she has stopped being spoilt and uncaring and is now concerned with social justice. Priestley gives us hope that people can change and be better and kinder to each other if given the opportunity. Sheila has changed for the good despite her parents and fiancé, but partly thanks to Gould. Ultimately, Priestley provides Sheila with a cathartic experience which releases her emotional intelligence. He cleverly constructs an awakening in her through the language and tone she uses and how she is described in the stage directions. But don't forget to proofread. Firstly, read the essay backwards, isolating each word to check for spellings. Then read the essay aloud in your head, listening for any grammar mistakes. Here is a grade 9 description of the mark scheme. At the top of the level, a candidate's response is likely to be critical, exploratory, well-structured argument. It takes a conceptualized approach to the full task, supported by the range of judicious references. There will be a fine-grained and insightful analysis of language and form and structure, supported by judicious use of subject terminology, convincing exploration of one or more ideas, perspectives, contextual factors, interpretations. This sounds very complicated, so to check whether I've achieved this top level, which will give me a grade 9, you should ask these questions. Is this essay critical? This is critical because it closely analyses the text and forms a judgment at the end based on evidence I present. Is it exploratory? It is exploratory because it addresses the task in a focused way and tries to look at Sheila's change from a fresh perspective that takes into account the writer's purpose. Is it a well-structured argument? Yes, because it was properly planned, with each point covered in a seamless sequence. Does it take a conceptualized approach to the full task? Yes, because the conclusions provided of why she changes are complex and carefully considered. Is it supported by a range of judicious references? Yes, as I use quotes from the play as a whole that help demonstrate Sheila's change and show how the writer achieves this. Is there a fine-grained and insightful analysis of language and form and structure? Yes, because by zooming in on the dialogue and the stage directions, it enables analysis on how the writer shows Sheila's change, and by considering the key moments in Sheila's character arc. Is there a judicious use of subject terminology? Yes, I've used terms like dramatic irony, character arc, themes, symbolizes, connotations, etc. And finally, is there a convincing exploration of one or more ideas, perspectives, contextual factors, interpretations? Yes, by exploring the themes and context of gender and class injustice at the time the play is set. As with any essay, there are many choices you have to make, but ultimately you must answer the question in an imaginative way, showing that you understand that this is a creation by a writer who also had to make creative choices. If you show that understanding, then you will always be rewarded by the examiner. Well, I hope this has helped you in your preparation for the exam. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel so that I can continue to make these free tutorials. Until next time.